Hello and welcome to Nagaland News Network. Jamir logot ekta prominent leader ekta Dr. S.C. Jamir logote buhina ase. He is the former governor of Odisha and the former governor of Maharashtra as well. Jamir hidi ahia to ledo ekta achikali laga issue board, that is the ENPO demanding the frontier Nagaland. Itula board kutha kurole ase. Talaga phapna talaga opinion bi lobole ase. Ai bi amikan talaga phapna bi huni lobo as we go and speak with Dr. S. Jamir himself. First of all, thank you so much, sir, for your time. First of all, what is your opinion on the ENPO demanding the frontier state?
I want to make it very clear to everybody that from the very beginning, the leaders of Nagaland always dream of a united, progressive, prosperous, peaceful Nagaland. Tuensang Frontier Division was in Nifa. Now it is called Arunachal. It was a district. But when Naga People's Convention in the early 50s that decided to bring all Naga people to a common platform to restore peace and normalcy in that trouble-torn region, representatives and leaders of both the then Naga Hills of Assam and the Frontier Division, there is a Frontier Division of Nifa, they assembled in Kohima in 1957. And it was through collective wisdom and perhaps guided by their political foresight for the future of Naga people. All of them unanimously decided that for the first time, the two areas, namely the Naga Hills district of Assam and Tuensang Frontier Division of Nifa, should be brought together as a separate administrative unit under the External Affairs Ministry. And this was like a commissioner state. Thereafter, second convention, third convention were held consecutively. The second convention was in 1958, and the third convention was in 1959. By that time, opinion has already been crystallized that in order to bring about normalcy and peace in that part of the country, a political step had to be taken. And that unanimous decision was taken by representatives of 16 tribes of Nagaland. That means tribes of Tuensang Frontier Division and the then Naga Hill district of Assam. A drafting committee was also formed to prepare a memorandum which could be the basis for negotiation with the government of India. And in that drafting committee, representatives of all Naga tribes of Naga Hills district of Assam and Tuensang Frontier Division of Nifa were also members. And the draft was considered, debated, deliberated in the third convention in 1959. And it was a unanimous resolution that the minimum demand of the Naga people should be a full-fledged state within Indian Union. Accordingly, on that basis, the state of Nagaland was formed through a political negotiation between the negotiating party of the Naga People's Convention and the Prime Minister of India, led Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru. And when the state was formed, I want to add one more. The population of this new state was hardly 3.5 lakhs. And it was difficult to contemplate the number of assembly seats to be determined. And therefore, on the basis of the constitutional provision, because in the constitutional provision, the maximum is 500 and the minimum is 60. And therefore, Nagaland has decided to have 60-member assembly constituencies, covering the entire Nagaland, including Tuensang Frontier Division. In the interim party, a special provision was made for Tuensang area, a regional council for a period of 10 years. And this will be supervised by the governor. But after lapse of 3 years, after the expiry of the interim period, the people of Tuensang themselves, the representatives who were in the regional council, they decided to participate along with the rest of the area in the popular election of 1964. Accordingly, all the members participated equally in all the constituencies. Since then, Nagaland started running a popular government represented by all the tribes of Nagaland. And even during the interim period, a special provision was made for Tuensang area, that is, the minister in charge, that time it was executive councillor, he was made specifically in charge of Tuensang area. So from the very beginning, the representative of the people of Tuensang area, including Mon, now several districts, but in those days it was called only Tuensang Frontier Division, Tuensang District. All of them were represented from the very beginning as ministers, as interim party member, as MLAs, and so on and so forth. And all along, they were also given important portfolios like education, like PWT, like BHE, like RT, and even now it is, and then this health department. All this were given to them. And all the ministers were responsible ministers in the discharge of their duties and functions as any other ministers in the government. Somebody told that they were innocent. No, they were not at all innocent. They are educated, they are also experienced, and they also function as equals with the rest of the people from the rest of the district. And I feel that in order to bring them up economically, we have provided a separate provision for backward area development, and then frontier development, and many other development. And in due course of time, a separate department was created to look after this part of the state. And that also in charge was given to their own man. And perhaps whatever was possible by the state government have to be done in order to develop all areas irrespective of tribes or any other things. There was no discrimination at all. Yes, during British time, these areas were unadministered. Only Naga Hills was under the British administration. Therefore, there has been lots of difference in matters of development between the South Frontier Division and the then Naga Hills district of Assam. But after formation of the state, recognizing the problem of this economic backwardness, special provisions were made, as I have indicated now, and therefore there is no reason why there should be discontentment among the people of this South Frontier Division. Because the people of Nagaland were generous even to allow their members to represent in parliament, in Lok Sabha, as well as in Rajya Sabha. I don't find any discrimination whatsoever were meted out this area. And therefore, my very sincere appeal, especially to the leaders of Tuensang areas, to think very seriously that Nagaland can catch up the rest of the country only when we are united, only when our state is viable economically, and when our boys and girls, especially belonging to younger generation, who are having the broader vision, the broader understanding of the situation, and broader knowledge of the contemporary political, economic, and social realities, you'll definitely feel that it would be better to have a united Nagaland, which can be the pride of the country. And it is true. I think united efforts of all concerned, then only we can build up a better future for the Naga people. And in this great endeavor, the leadership today should not confine their thinking, their idea, their philosophy only to their tribes, to their regions. After all, in this digital age, now everything is changing. And unless the Naga people keep abreast with the changing world, with the contemporary world, we shall be left out. And therefore, my special appeal to the leaders of MBO that our future is tied up only when we can think us as brothers and sisters. And when we say we are Nagas, where is the difference? And therefore, henceforth, especially leaders, young leaders, should look to the future with broader outlook, with broader mind, and taking into account the kind of world which we're going to face after 10 years, after 20 years, after 30 years, because the world would belong to the younger generation. And therefore, broaden your outlook, broaden your mindset, and work only for the good of the people for the present and for the future. It is my hope and prayer that as an old man, I can only say that please think very seriously about the future of Naga people. Think very seriously. The brighter future of Naga people really depends upon how we build up the foundation today. A divided house will fall. Only a united house can stand. And I hope the younger generation will definitely choose the first one. United we stand, but divided we fall. And therefore, let us now commit ourselves to stand united for the present and future of Nagaland. God bless Nagaland.
So, we all know that the Hornbill Festival is coming very soon, and the Eastern people have decided not to participate in the Hornbill Festival. So do you think this year's festival will be more like a ghost festival, sir?
One should look festival as festival. We should not induct any politics in this. There are lots of areas where we can discuss. It will not be proper to show our resentment in this kind of festival. So why not? All of us enjoy that festival for the common good of everybody.
ENPO have also stated that if the central government does not give them the positive response, they will ask the 20 ministers from the eastern to resign. So do you think those 20 MLAs from the eastern side will resign?
This is only condition. So what the government will do, we don't know. So it is premature to make any comment on this.
Thank you so much for staying with us. That was in conversation with Dr. A.C. Jamir. Stay tuned with Nagaland News Network. This is Kermit reporting with video journalist. I'm Jamir.